Hello everybody, and welcome to the fourth quarter. I am Jack Lee, and today I'll be looking into and discussing the options of who will become the everyday second baseman of the future for the Mets. With the team having many options on the current roster as well as in the farms, it's interesting to weigh all the options they have and see who will come out on top. First, we're going to look into Luis Angel Acuna, who's batting .283, .356 on base, .377 slugging, and a .733 OPS with 6 stolen bases. The Mets rookie who came up last year when Francisco Lindor was hurt and made an immediate impact. Incredible base runner and very good defensively. With him, you also get the benefit of playing other positions, having come in as a backup for Lindor at short, as well as having some play time in center field at his time in Syracuse. He brings much needed versatility to the Mets roster, as well as being able to come in as a pinch runner in certain situations. He's been good with the bat as well so far, really proving why he should be on the Mets roster for the season and years to come. He's a player who loves the spotlight, having many times made comments about how much he loves the lights and loves playing in big situations. He relatively struggled in AAA and spring training, and Mets future captain Francisco Lindor made comments about how he doesn't try as much in spring training games. This, however, isn't an issue at the MLB level, as he has produced every time he's been up, and he meets the challenge when the pressure is high. Acuna is someone we may see start to get reps in center field as Jose Siri has gone down, and with the next person we'll talk about, Jeff McNeil, 2024 slash line, .238 average, .308 on base percentage, .384 slugging, .692 OPS. Coming back from an injury that sidelined him from the start of the season is the regular second baseman and utility man from past years, Jeff McNeil. Former batting champ in the 2022 season, his 2024 campaign led off with him having a rough start. In turn, second half, being a big part of the Mets' second half surge that led them to an eventual NLCS appearance. An interesting thing with Jeff, too, is his utility, as he played almost everywhere for the Mets and has some time been playing center field in his rehab starts for the club. And he could fill in for the Mets there now with Jose Siri being down and when he gets brought up to the roster starting today. Another potential spot for Jeff is left field, where he spent a lot of his career, with Nimmo moving back to center field for certain games. Jeff brings some variety to the Mets, and he will likely get starts in multiple positions, including second base. Him coming back could be a large spark in the Mets lineup, giving them a bat that could come through in a situation where runners are in scoring position, which has been one of the club's biggest struggles. Now I want to talk about someone who's really interesting, who just got sent down to AAA as of today for Jose Azocar, keeping on the roster, Brett Baty. Brett Baty with a .204 average, .246 on base, .352 slugging, and a .598 OPS. Brett Baty, who the Mets just set down in favor of Jeff McNeil, who will likely come back up at some point, but the Mets have sent him down because they want him to have consistent playing time. Most potential of the bunch, in my personal opinion. Recently learning second base, he was more comfortable at third, which is his true position, but he's doing a good job so far at second defensively. He had a fantastic spring, but when the regular season started, he started to struggle. Always getting behind in counts, grounding out very often, until recently when he has found himself more comfortable and starting to see results skyrocket. So far this season, he's been platooning, getting the start against righties at second a few games, third when Vientos was hurt, and a few games where he DH'd. With that being his original position, he looked very comfortable there, and he played well when he was actually playing third. Getting better as the season goes on and accumulating in the last game he played against the Phillies, where he hit a tank against Phillies ace Zach Wheeler. The verdict on Brett Baty is still out for a guy who's had an up-and-down career and a guy with a lot of potential who could be crucial for the Mets if he lives up to his potential. But the writing's on the wall. It's starting to get late early for Brett Baty, at least with the Mets. He just got sent down to Syracuse earlier today, and a move that, honestly, I don't really like. I think Jose Azocar staying on the roster in favor of Brett Baty, I don't really like that. I think Brett Baty, obviously I like that he's going to get playing time up in Syracuse, but it's not what I think the Mets should do. The Mets have 7 rostered outfielders now with Jeff McNeil back, if you count him as both. And I think having Baty still on the team, I think, would have been better for the Mets. But at least he's going to get consistent playing time, and the future looks a little grim for Baty, but hopefully with that last little stretch he had with his 8 games, his OPS was over 900 if you just look at those 8 games, and he hit a tank off one of the best aces in the entire league. So I still hold out some hope for Brett Baty, but the writing's on the wall. It's getting a little late early for him, unfortunately, and hope to see him come back up and produce, but we'll see. And the last pick I'm going to look at is Ronnie Mauricio. He's a bit of a dark horse pick, as his last big league game was in September of 2023. He, of course, tore his ACL in the Dominican Winter League and has been out since. He has started to get some action in extended spring training games and is absolutely lighting it up. Coming back from injury, showing off his hitting, having hit .583, and the speed as well, having stole 2 bases in 3 games so far. He's the most raw talent of the bunch. He definitely needs more time to, get acclimated and get his swing and really feel out how good he will be. But he hits the ball extremely hard and is very fast. He's a very similar build to a guy like Elly De La Cruz. And when he gets healthy and rehabs, the Mets have yet another option at second base, showing their insane depth of position. The Mets really, it's an interesting with the second base position. There's really 2 big spots that the Mets need to fill right now, right? You got center field and you got second base. Those are the spots where almost all of their top prospects are playing because they want, you only need one to pan out for each. And third base was a position like that too. But with Mark Vientos showing how good he was last season, I think that's his spot to lose now. So second base is really where Mets are trying to fill the spot. Clearly, 3 options right now. 2 at the major league level, 1 in AAA, and then when Ronnie Mauricio gets healthy, that'll give them 4 options. And of course, the thing you get with all of them is you get utility. And that's something the Mets have gotten out of their second base spot in years past, with Jeff McNeil obviously being the regular second baseman for the team for a very long time. And he hopes to get his spot back, coming back from an injury. And I think that could be huge for the Mets, with their current lack of batting for average and hitters with runners in scoring position. So I really think that he could be a huge spark for the team. Acuna's been playing very well. Beatty been playing very well for the past 8 games. Before that, very poorly, to be frank. But I think the Mets are kind of suffering from success in a way. They don't know who their second baseman is right now, but they have options. They have a load of options. And I think eventually one of these guys is going to come out and become the second baseman of the future for the team. If I had to put money on anyone right now, I would say Luis Angel Acuna. I think he just fits the role of second baseman well, unless they move him to center and he excels there. But I think at the moment, I think he's doing a great job at second, and I think they've shown confidence in him, and they're saying that by keeping him on the roster over Beatty. I think he's going to keep playing second base. Jeff McNeil will get starts too. Maybe he'll get even more role now with Beatty gone. Maybe the platoon will stop. Maybe McNeil could be in left games. McNeil could be at second games. But I think Acuna is going to get extended playing time now, and we'll see if he takes the spot. So thank you all for listening. This was Jack Lee of the Fourth Quarter. And yeah, let me know in your thoughts. What do you think? Who do you think will become the eventual everyday second baseman for the Mets? And how do you think that they will take that position? Do you think they'll take it from their hitting, defense, just anything? Stolen bases, a lot of guys who could run. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day, and thanks for listening.